Yeah. Carbos USA. Yeah.
Diamante.
This is Carbros Podcast.
What number is this?
85. The big 85.
Actually,
Let's keep going.
Just roll with it.
yeah, we didn't plan this one.
It's the year Coyne and I were born, not you.
I'm a little bit older.
Because you're
more
dumbass.
seasoned.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Your
85.
fucking grandpa over here.
Yeah, we don't have a
Script.
not script, but like structure.
Topic.
So this
Structure,
one might
yeah.
be bad.
Or
Welcome back.
it might be really good.
Welcome back.
It's been a while.
Super Bowl.
Congratulations to the
LA Rams.
LA Rams.
Yeah, they won.
Rams. Yeah.
winning the Super Bowl.
Who did they play?
Was it the Browns? Was it the
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, the Browns.
I get the Browns and the Bengals confused.
Similar.
Was it the Browns?
I think it was.
Or was it the Bengals?
Anyways,
Well,
back.
congratulations to the Browns
winner.
and or the Bengals for almost winning.
yeah, we were just trying to figure out when the last time we casted was, and it was Super Bowl. But we're here now,
Yeah.
in person.
After the Super Bowl.
We made it work. Yeah, it was like, no, it was right before the Super
It
Bowl.
was day of.
No, I mean right now is after the Super Bowl.
Yes,
This is
now
our
it's
this is our first post.
This is our
Super
first
Bowl.
since Super Bowl. A lot has changed. Time
The game has changed.
time carries on. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. For those of you still here. We have Patreon. You can Google Carbos Patreon.
Don't do that.
Don't.
I don't even worry about it.
The thing is, look, here's how I think the Patreon should be used is you pay money to view the content.
Until you forget that you're paying for it.
Yeah, and then you stop whenever you want. You know, like you can support us for a short amount of time or an hour.
Or forever.
Yeah, or forever. You know, we appreciate all the support. It's just I don't like we're not as active on there as we like. I don't know if should is the right word, but
Need to be.
yeah. Don't feel like you have to continue supporting us.
Yeah.
You know, that money is just going into the Carbros bank account, which will at some point be used.
We just lost it all in crypto.
Yeah.
We're in a bad way.
Yeah, we had it all in crypto.
It was all in Luna. Is that the one that like went to
It went to zero. So now we need
Yeah,
Patreon.
Yeah,
Okay.
now we need it back.
Yeah.
We
Anyways,
should plan a Vegas trip.
so I sold the Lexus and I replaced it with a Camry hybrid,
Damn.
which I'm not going to spend a lot of time
Upgrade. Yeah.
because it's a very boring car.
It's gold.
Yeah, it's
Champagne.
It's beige on beige. 07
Best
Camry
color.
hybrid.
Often. I mean, they already know it's. The
I
best
bought it
color,
for
man.
investment purposes.
And just to enjoy it.
It's a great beater. Like I like those because I wanted a Prius and you just can't own a Prius.
It's just.
Oh, so speaking of, like, one of my coworkers has a Prius, and when she bought
that's
it,
right.
it's like whatever, second gen Prius, you know, the one everyone thinks of when they
The
hear
wedge,
Prius.
the first wedge.
Yeah, the
shaped
first
one.
wedge one.
Yeah.
And when she bought it,
Are you talking about the ZV20?
I don't know.
No, it's something I forgot. There is a name for it.
The
When
better
she bought it,
chassis.
which I think she bought it like 8 months ago or something, I was like, be careful of this because these are known to have their cats stolen.
She just didn't know.
No, she knew.
Oh.
Well, she didn't know before
She knew what
she
she
bought
was
it.
getting.
Yeah, and so I was
Sure.
like, make sure, you know, when you park it at night, park it in your garage. Like, don't even leave it on the street because it'll be stolen in this area that we live in. And she was like, okay. And then a couple weeks ago, she was at work and the car was parked in our parking lot, which isn't a big parking lot. I would say it holds maybe 40 cars total, like when
Sure.
it's full.
This middle of the day. during
Middle of the
week,
day.
yeah.
You know, and it's next to a very busy street, and some dude rolled in,
Fella.
a tag team. One guy, drove up. One guy got out. The car kept going. Within 5 minutes, her cat was stolen in broad daylight while she was at work.
It's crazy.
And yeah, so
Just
she
another
had,
day.
Yeah, so she had to deal with that. And so
Yeah,
she-
my roommate's was taken out of our driveway at like noon.
yeah,
It's just like there's no defense.
No.
You just can't own them. That's what I mean. They're just unownable
Yeah.
cars.
Or you could own it, but you have to treat it like a fucking Ferrari.
No, I mean,
Well, I mean, you could
she have done different? Not go to work?
Well, that's what I mean. Like you couldn't daily. Like I can't daily drive my.
Now,
car.
now she parks like literally like right, like the closest parking
in
spot, like
front of the
right in front of the
door.
office. So like everyone in the all the like up
crazy.
front, like customer service representatives can
Did
see
she already,
her car.
Did she already replace it?
She got it done. Like, so she called her insurance, and they were like, "Okay, take it to this show."
They're like, join the list.
They got it freaking streamlined.
Oh, really? They're
Within 24 hours.
Call a Prius department.
Within 24 hours, she had her car back with a new cat, and she had the like protective thing
the shield
welded in
thing.
from an exhaust shop.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, the big problem. That's good that you can do it that fast. The problem for a while is the supply.
Yeah.
So,
Thankfully,
you know,
like the whatever shop, the repair shop she took it
They
to, called the
them.
local dealership, and they were like, "We got one cat in stock, so just come." They just drove over there and picked it up.
That's
and
great.
The
got-
thing that I don't understand about that is like, obviously there's a lot of like addicts or whatever that are just walking around stealing these, but like, who the fuck is buying them?
I
And
don't
like,
know.
why do they not just cut down on it? Like, oh, you got
There's
used
just no
cats,
way.
I'll buy them, and then like,
Yeah.
and then what does that person do with it? Like,
I don't know.
Who is the people that are buying
The
all this
people
fucking
stealing
stolen
it, the people
metal?
stealing it, I think, are at most are selling it to someone for like $100.
That's what I mean,
And
but,
then
like,
those people
but
are
they're-
probably like mailing them to Mexico.
Yeah,
or
but it's
something.
like at each point, like the funnel would have to narrow down to
Right.
like.
I've heard it's
Like, where-
not
like-
even that hard to
Melt it
separate
yourself?
it yourself.
Really?
Like, there's basically no solution to this problem.
Pretty awesome.
Other than like, yeah, it's like any problem, any solution you could pitch is already done. Like the level of scrutiny that a scrapyard is supposed to,
There's,
you're
there's
supposed to have like the VIN,
Right,
and like
right.
everything, and it's like it's just, I'm guessing, cash buyers, or it's
Yeah.
being shipped out of the country, or so.
Yeah.
It's like, I really don't know how to solve this problem. But luckily, it seems to mostly like 90% be those Priuses.
yeah, just
Yeah.
the, yeah, just
Because
that
they're
Prius.
so dialed in how to steal them.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere.
It's essentially
It's
like, you know, like any '90s Honda. Like every
Yeah.
car thief knew how to steal that within
yeah, it
like
was
2 minutes.
It was very easy. The other thing is like big, vans or trucks where it's like easy to get under.
yeah,
yeah.
But for the most part,
like Peter, like our friend Peter. I can't remember if I told you. Like he like went jogging or like went to like a trail like by the river.
And
this was like a
he
while
has a
ago.
Tacoma, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have any more, but like someone tried to steal it while he was like walking by the river, but they like didn't get. So all they did was just like cut his exhaust
into the exhaust. Yeah.
So like his cat was still there, but he just drove away. He just had to like have his
Yeah.
just like get.
they cut one side of it. Or
No, like I don't know. Like he tried to. Maybe he's just gonna cut it off with the pipe or something.
Yeah, his
And
sawzall ran out of batteries or something.
Yeah, or like someone came up on him or something, so he just like
Freaked out.
abandoned it. So Peter just had to like get his
Yeah.
pipe fixed.
Rewelded or
Yeah.
something.
That sucks. Yeah, it's like such a crazy. I can't think of a worse crime.
Yeah, it's
Because
pretty bad.
I mean, no one's hurt, I guess, but you basically like wreck someone's.
And like
Day.
and like
Day
you
or
notice a lot more. Like you'll
potentially
just see like loud cars just like driving.
Oh yeah.
Like a normal. It's like why is that car? Oh, that his
It probably had
cat
their
was
cat
Yeah,
stolen.
it's like not uncommon for me to see those Priuses. It's like, brrr. It's like, damn,
Just
that
going about their
sucks.
day.
Yeah, 'cause it still drives. Yeah, it sucks. Okay, so, anyways, Camry hybrid, not really an issue.
No.
Yet.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they just like haven't figured it out. Because I was like, oh, is this scary to own? And it just doesn't. Cat theft is a thing, but it's like equal target
Yeah.
your car if it's not a Prius.
Right.
It's like it does happen.
Yeah.
So,
Luck of the draw.
I got 40 miles per gallon on the way down here. So
I think it was like 39.4.
I had a tailwind, bro. It was like 42. Yeah, I'm averaging like 38
Damn.
on that tank. It's pretty good. And I paid $6,000 for it. 160,000 miles. Yeah, I love it. It's like,
So what'd you do with your
Psycho.
extra money from selling the Lexus?
okay, so then the bigger thing, it's not so much the money.
the
it's
Camry is actually undergoing a full restoration.
Yeah, it's not the money, it's the garage spot because the Lexus was too nice to park outside.
The Camry is not.
The Camry, I specifically wanted something shitty enough to park outside. So I bought a 2004 Corvette Z06.
Damn, yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, it had to be yellow, had to be an 04, had to be low miles. Those are my
Why an
requirements.
04? Just that's the best.
They
best
actually,
year.
it is
Widely known to be
the best year, best color. No, it's like, first of all, the thing about Corvettes that's crazy to me is there's so many nice ones. It's like not rare to find a nice low
ZSX.
mile.
That's like the best.
Any
It's
Corvette.
probably the best thing about them, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah,
They just
it's like
made
They have
so
a
many
very
sold.
like elderly
Yeah, it's
customer
like
base.
it is very common for people to buy. I think what happens is people covet them for a long time, like someday I'll have a Corvette, and then they buy it, and then just having it is the thing, and so they just keep it pristine and just like don't drive it, and they're really into like keeping it low mile.
And they're kind of expensive to start.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty
they're pricey
expensive.
enough to like weed out the real like they're just going to destroy it.
So it's like there is an abundance of nice ones, way more than any other car.
Yeah.
Or maybe not purpose-built sports cars, but like pretty much every other enthusiast car is like the whole point is you can daily drive it. It's like an Evo or an STI. It's like it's based on a good daily driver. And so it's rare for them to be low miles. When one comes up for sale, it's like this thing's like a 20,000 miles. It's like oh shit.
Yeah, because they're bought as like a weekend car.
It's like why wouldn't you drive it? That's crazy. It's low miles. Where Vettes, it's like fucking half of them
just sat
are like 10,000 miles.
This just sat on my checkered floor.
Just garage cleaned.
And they're like immaculate and whatever. So it's not that rare. And so that a decent C5 Z06 is like 25 grand, like a nice one, like decent to nice, and like the best one that you can possibly get is like low 30s.
I was gonna say 35.
It's like 35. It's crazy, and so the spread is nothing. Where like literally with the M5,
like pretty much any running Z06 C5 is like 18 to 30 grand. Basically,
it's like
that covers like
you can get
anything that runs.
You can get like a beater for 15 or like a museum piece for 30. Where like pick any other car from that era. Like I mean the M5, because I have one, it's like a decent nice one's gonna be like 25, 30, and like a museum piece one's like 100 grand. I mean it's crazy. It's like I would never be able to buy that. And so I was like, I'm just gonna get
the nicest one.
It's like, and it's it's GM, so it's like the interior quality. It's like, why wouldn't I just get
parts are cheap if you
the nicest possible one I can. And so that was my rationale for getting such a nice one. 04 specifically, they actually changed quite a bit year after year, and I feel like I'm at the beginning of the kind of dweeb that is like looking for these as like a not an investment, but like the kind of bring a trailer
a little
crowd.
token.
Like that's kind of where it's like, what did they change and what's the like right one to get? Where most people, I saw the same thing with 4Runners and Land Cruisers. Most of the owners before that crowd came in, they don't give a shit. It's a tool to them. It's just this thing that they're using, and they don't care about the like options or whatever. Where Vettes are kind of the same way, especially Z06 is like, these were bought for the drivetrain. It's basically a cardboard box with a V8.
Plastic.
And dudes just like, unless they kept it in the garage in low miles, these things were just on YouTube, just like doing freeway races and stuff. And so people just did not care. But I cared, and so each year they changed little things. In 04, they changed a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of tiny little, like this seal's different, and the head bolts are different, and the ECU is different, and like the shocks are it's like a bunch of stuff where it's like this is significant.
When was the last year they made it?
04.
Okay.
So it's the last year production
of the C5.
Of the C5.
Right.
And they changed stuff. It wasn't
that's usually pretty typical.
It's like, why wouldn't you I feel like I bought the best C4 or C5 Z06. It's like it wasn't that much money, but it's like this is the best one. Where the best C6 Z06 is like 60 grand. It's like way more. It's like, why wouldn't I just get the best one I can? Okay.
I was talking to like my UPS driver actually saw me like working on my Subaru, my STI, and like of course he has a Subaru as well.
Actually, can I say like that?
Sure.
UPS drivers are pretty sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just in general.
Just at like various workplaces. Like if you like if they're like dropping off like my brother and my dad, like their UPS driver, like he's like, oh yeah, I got a Cutlass, and he's he'll drop off a car part and they'll like start talking like pretty sweet, just like blue collar. Like
it's definitely one of my favorite like blue collar jobs because they're always like pretty fit.
They're always like super happy.
They're always like on it.
Yeah, they're always on the move.
And like all the business, like
but they still have like a little bit of time to like talk cars.
You're happy to see them. They're bringing you stuff.
Like I know the one at our work, like our front receptionist, like has his cell phone number. So he's like, yeah, if you ever need me to like swing back around, if you like, if we need to ship something, and it's like after he's like, give me a call and I'll just swing on by.
They're just heroes.
Yeah. I remember like I think we were at like a swap meet or something, like selling parts, like the old car swap meet, and he like came by and he was like talking to my dad, and I was like, who's that? And he's like, oh, that's the UPS driver.
They're
just like talking shop.
I kind of feel like UPS drivers are the new like firemen.
Essentially.
Local heroes.
Actually, is there are female UPS drivers, obviously, but it's just like pretty low.
I don't know. I guess it's like kind of physical work.
Right.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to?
Yeah.
They exist.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I think I just.
It's usually just
but everyone just has like UPS guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, they exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have like big calves. That's like the number one requirement.
Yeah.
You got to have good legs.
You got to look good in shorts.
Yeah, you got to be like banging in
Gotta look
shorts.
good in
You got to be confident.
Got to look good in brown.
Yeah, you got to look good in brown.
Yeah. But he was talking to me and he was like, oh, I got an 06. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, this is an 07. He's like, oh, that's cool. He's like, yeah. He's like, this does all that extra emissions shit though, right? And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking. I was like, oh, they added the secondary air pump. Like that was, he was like, yeah, I didn't want that one.
I don't want that.
I was just like, all right, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I bought this brand new in 07, so I didn't have a choice. But,
Yeah.
but it was just funny how like they changed a bunch of shit. Like I think it has like different rear diff. It's either a rear or front diff they changed in 07 to like a better one. And they changed all this other shit. But he was like, I don't want that extra.
07 is the last year of that.
Of that body style.
Yeah. So you just reminded me of something, but I don't want to get too far off.
Go off the
I would
tangent
go
again.
for it.
No, it's like a whole other thing, which we will get to. Well, anyway, I just want to say, like, that car, I never really considered buying one of these. I mean, I kind of did, but there's something about Corvettes where it's like a whole different, like, genre of car. It's like a Corvette. Like
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's like a car
it's like separate from Chevy. It's like
it's
there's
very
Chevy and there's
different.
Corvette,
Even just cars in general, it's
Yeah.
like a Vette. Like I just never really thought about buying one. And now that I bought this thing, I mean, I gotta say, I'm like confused why they're so cheap. I'm like, I feel like
probably because there's so many of them.
I think first of all, it is the supply,
And
but
I
also,
think it's like because up until recently, like they still just kind of kept making them as that.
Yeah,
like you could always just buy.
there were just tons of them.
You could always just
a
go buy
known
the nicest one.
The newer one.
I
Yeah.
think part of it though is my old mindset of like, Corvette. Like I
Right,
just
yeah.
wasn't considering
Yeah.
it an option.
They're like whatever, like denim shorts, like
all this
mean
stereotype
stuff,
stuff.
yeah.
It's like, dude, this is like. First of all, this thing weighs like under 3,100 pounds.
Right, yeah.
It weighs 200 pounds more than an S2000.
Yeah.
This is a light fucking car.
It's
It
not
has-
that big, yeah.
Yeah, it has the V8 that people swap into everything.
It has it
It
from the
has
factory.
it from the factory. It just feels like this is the car that everyone's trying to build as a project. It's like, I'm going to get an FD RX-7
Right.
and like
Put
put an LS1
Put some
in
like
it.
wide wheels.
Yeah,
on
like
it.
put some wide wheels. Like, it's finished. It's
done.
It's fucking done. And it's reliable as hell. And it's just like, every time I drive it, I'm like, how is this thing, like, hands down, I got to say, twice as fun as the M5.
Damn.
I mean, it's just like,
you even like hinted that you might sell the M5.
I know. I mean, immediately I'm like, why am I?
Why do I really need? Do I really need?
Why? Yeah, it's like the value on that thing's going crazy. I mean, I have only owned it for a month, but I'm already like, should I get two of these fucking things? Like, they're so cheap. It's just, I can't put together why it's so cheap, other than the market is just wrong. People are just incorrect.
They're chasing the wrong things.
They're not looking at these things correctly. It's like they are fucking bomb proof.
I think it's like there's something about like they're
Simple.
like widely known, but it's always like this is like the fastest car you can get. Like they don't really like fluff them up as like this is like the ultimate like driver's car or like this is the car to be seen.
This is a crazy amount of car for
yeah,
the money.
yeah. It's always just like if you want to go very fast. Like, this is like the spreadsheet choice for going fast.
Yeah, it's like, here's my new take. If you are looking for a tool to generate fun, like I cannot think of more fun for 30 grand. You didn't have to spend 30 grand, but you may as well.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because here are my only two complaints about the car. One is GM just does a shit job of supporting these things, used parts. Like that Camry, I can get every nut and bolt.
Oh, really? Like you can't go to the dealer. And
Everything's
get stuff?
fucking discontinued
Oh,
on this
really?
thing
I
because the
didn't know.
aftermarket's so
Just
crazy.
took
They're just
over.
like, someone else will
Someone else
deal
will
with
do
it.
it, yeah.
Which to me is just appalling. It's like, if this is supposed to be your
flagship,
flagship,
yeah.
I should be able to get every fucking part for this thing. Tons of shit is discontinued.
That sucks.
Tons and tons and tons.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the aftermarket does kind of
they
take
fill
care of it.
Fill the void.
You can still get stuff, but like the Lexus, the Land Cruiser, it's like literally anything you wanted.
Yeah.
New from Toyota.
They got it.
To any differential. I mean,
I wonder
everything.
if that's because Toyota, like the Toyota Camry shares a bunch of parts with other Toyotas.
I don't know.
Corvette probably doesn't share much with anyone.
I guess, but it's still just like mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
It's like you're so proud of this product,
and it's not even that old. It's less than 20 years old.
It's not even that old, and so like that was another reason I spent more to get a nicer one. It's like the front windshield glass on these is thin. You cannot find. There's like discontinue. Yeah, it's like you're not going to find. Luckily, the non-Z06 windshield goes in. It's like weather stripping for the windshield, discontinued.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe in like another like 10 years, people will start like restoring.
It's like, how do you expect people to restore to keep them nice? It just doesn't make sense to me. So that is annoying. You know, there are solutions, but I'm just so used to
But I do think like the C8, which is like cool, but it's like the C8, like it pretty much like put like a barrier between like that and like all Corvettes before it.
Yeah, it like encaps. It put a parenthesis on the modern Corvette.
Yeah, so it's like you're not gonna be able to buy a new like Vette as we knew it.
No,
so
like it's a new thing now, which is cool. I like what it is, but the front engine.
But I think it's I think it's gonna
Vette.
make the previous ones like age. It's not like. It like almost did like the opposite of making it obsolete.
Yeah, it's kind of a new product basically.
Right.
I think that's what you're saying. It's like
and not only that, but like the fact that like the C8 has basically never been like
easy to get.
You can never just go buy one.
Yeah,
for whatever,
it may as
like
well be an exotic. I get that it's
like
you can buy one, but not for MSRP.
It's like $100,000 is basically it's like around $100,000.
That's
like
for a used
rate.
one.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like, It was never like walk into your dealer and buy a Vette for 10% off or whatever.
Yeah, the only other thing about it is it's not perfect as is. Like the big complaints are the seats suck. And it's like they're fine, but they aren't
like hold you.
Yeah, they aren't great, and they're like. It'd be one thing if it was just like, oh, there's not a lot of lateral support, which frankly there is. Like they're comfortable and supportive. Like I feel like truly, it kind of blows my mind how bad reviews are and just how much they parrot each other, and then you and then you like get the thing, and you're like,
it's not that bad.
You're like, what? Like everyone's like, this interior is
very cheap.
It's like just like it's a fucking race car. Like who gives a shit? The plastic
like I have the MR2 Spider.
Yeah,
and all these reviews like a lack of storage space is like what the fuck? Like it's a fucking like
you're not buying it.
Yeah, it's a 20-year-old like sports car.
Yeah, it's like everyone who reviews this thing like reads the original Motor Trend and then like goes from there.
Well, if you and your wife are like heading up the coast for 3 days,
you're not gonna be able to pack.
You're gonna have to pack lightly. Like
that was like I mean I
use the thing to like. I drive it for like 20 minutes.
Exactly. It's like these are pleasure tools now, and I am not fucking looking at the interior. First of all, the interior is kind of cool. It's pretty like nostalgic. You get in, and you're like, oh yeah, GM in the 90s. Like it looks like a Suburban. Styling is like. It's like kind of neat.
Or if you really want to, you can just fucking change the steering wheel and like you can change like the touch points. Like,
seat, steering wheel shifter, and it looks like cool.
Yeah, right.
It's like just fucking change it.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. So I just like I have for what that thing is. I literally have no complaints. It is so. It feels like it should be about $50,000. Like I can't believe how cheap it is. I can't. It's a sports car. People look at it. It's like loud. It sounds cool. It's like this costs less than a CRV. Why would anyone pay the same amount of money for like a 370Z? That's like crazy.
Speaking
to me.
of when was like the 50th anniversary Corvette? Was it 03?
Yeah, 03.
I was gonna say because that's what my dad when in 2003
the like maroon one.
In 2003, when my dad was like looking to buy his like midlife crisis car, he was looking at the 50th anniversary Corvette, and the 350Z, and he bought the 350Z.
That Z was cool. I like that Z.
Yeah, I mean they're fine.
Especially like at the time.
It was like the first year, or maybe second. I think it was the first year. It was the 350Z.
The car was cool.
Yeah,
like orange,
sunset orange, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Was it like the track pack too? No.
Yeah, he got like whatever. Yeah, like he got the bigger brakes and the bigger wheels.
I forgot about that. I forgot that your dad had that.
Yeah,
I remember driving it.
I think he sold it in like 2013 and had like 10,000 miles on it.
Dang.
Collector's item.
Yeah, be worth a lot now.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm like. My advice is just like buy one because they're still cheap. I mean, I think prices are going to start going
even like or like if you want to spend less, even the regular C5 is like
they
pretty
look
cool.
I mean, truly, when I see them on the road, it's like, oh shit, because they're
That's
old enough now.
Yeah.
It looks nothing like anything. The pop-up head, you can't even do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like illegal to build one.
Yeah, they're so quintessential Corvette, and they're cheap. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy to me. So I mean, I wasn't looking at it.
And
before.
I saw like I think it was it's a pretty old column. It was on like Road and Track or something, but it was like talking about how like the C5 was like the first like, or at least the first like world beating Vette like in a while.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Vette went like
That thing was nuts.
30 years, like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like the 80s Vette was always like kind of weak, and like even like the 70s one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like in like, you know, the C5, it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the C5 is really that one is groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Because the hydroformed frame rails, which are crazy, and then the LS1, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then the C6 and C7, they just like
The C4 is the
evolved
C4.
it.
Yeah.
C4 isn't a transaxle, is it?
No, and the
So, yeah,
transaxle.
yeah,
It's like the blueprint for the C6 and C7.
Right.
The
Yeah.
C5.
That started like yeah.
Yeah, and it was so good that they said they had to go mid-engine. Like they maxed
That
it
was
out
like the only
without
way.
changing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's like it's so good. If you want the best Vette, just get whatever the newest one you can afford.
Yeah.
But like if you're just looking for a toy, man, C5, like I just would not spend more than that unless you're trying to daily drive it. You know,
Well,
it's
or-
like they only got
yeah.
more refined.
Yeah, yeah.
Or if you want to go that's the other thing. That thing is so fucking fast. It's so fast.
Well, like it is for us, but like other people, apparently for other people, it's not.
Yeah.
The only reason to get a C6 or C7 Z06 is if you're an asshole
Yeah.
and you street race, or you are truly, or you just like having the thing,
Right.
Or you're
You're not going to like notice it, like,
or you
putting
actually go
around.
to the track and you want the faster car.
Yeah.
It's like the C5Z is right at the limit of too much for the street. But top of third gear is 100.
Yeah.
It's like that's not crazy.
Right.
And
in
yeah.
downtown setting.
Yeah, it's like you can find a back road to go
Yeah,
100.
right,
And it's like fun as shit. And then after that, you know, it's like, I don't know, C6 just does nothing for me. I don't want to do 60 in first gear. Like, and it's like, it's the numbers.
You liked the Hellcat though. That's at 60 first gear.
Because that car has so much low end torque.
Yeah.
That it's like you can just keep it under 60 and it's like hilarious. You can like blow the tires off at the bottom of third. That car is cool. But
It's definitely too much for the street, but it's
Yeah,
fun
but
for
you-
what it's
but
trying
like-
to do. Except now assholes just
You can still like sort of enjoy it.
yeah, you can
how
kind of
they,
enjoy
how they intended it.
Like,
Yeah.
like I mean, people do kind of like street race those or whatever, but you could never go above like 4,000 RPM and love a Hellcat. You know, it's like all the fun is
Yeah.
like it gets really fast, but
I don't see why the Charger Hellcat is. I see way more Charger Hellcats than Challenger ones, and
Yeah.
the Charger one's automatic. So I would see it'd be,
It's just a lot.
it'd be less.
It's just a lot more practical.
It'd be less
Yeah.
fun though because it's automatic.
yeah, I know. But
I don't honestly an
so
automatic Hellcat isn't bad.
yeah, and that transmission.
I mean, it's just
very
like
good.
it's just like the Jeep.
yeah,
Just
Yeah,
with
I guess
a lot
so.
more power.
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
very fast, and so you don't really like a Challenger. The 6-speed's more fun, but if you're really driving that thing, you don't want to be touching the.
No, I
fucking
get. yeah, for sure.
Well,
At the track for sure, 100%.
Well, just
automatic,
even
yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking around, you know,
Yeah.
you can just both hands on the wheel.
I guess you could always put it in like the manual mode
that transmission's
with the paddles.
good. I mean, that transmission's solid. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I was always like, man, why aren't there more Challengers? But the Charger just is the more popular car. It's just like you see more of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be your only car like very easily.
Yeah,
if you
totally.
want it to be. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, C5Z. I'm so happy with it. I can't believe how happy I am with it. I just went on a road trip for a week
In the Camry.
in the Camry. And as soon as I came home, I had to drive the Vette. I was just like, God, I've just been missing this thing. And I haven't driven the M5. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't drive the M5.
unloved.
It's neglected.
Yeah, it's like, it's such a fun car, but it's
It's more just like an investment.
well, I don't want to own. That's not why I used to love it until I got this thing. This is just everything that thing is, but way more fun.
But sportier.
Yeah, they're a good complement to each other. But yeah, we'll see if the like new car glow wears off. But every time I drive that thing, I'm just
Fuck
like,
this thing.
I'm just so happy. I just have this stupid smile.
Do you want to tell the first time you got on it and try to do your
some good
try to do
yeah. So like
third to fourth shift.
Yeah, the tires on it are pretty old. They're like 08 date code. And it's a brand new car. I was like, I don't really know how fast this thing is. So it took me like a day to even go full throttle. And I had my buddy with me. I was like showing it to everyone. See something? Yeah, I was like, let's go around. So, I have him with me, and I was like, I'm going to do full throttle. And so I get on it in like the middle of third, and I top out third. That thing, part of why they're so fun is they're geared really high. It's like first, second, and third is super fun. That's like geared really high. And so third from like maybe like, I don't know, 60 to like 90, top out third. And then I stopped. I didn't
you let off the throttle.
I let off the throttle and like I kind of went into neutral. I was like, okay, that's enough for me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to like get back in it.
Change of heart.
Yeah, I was like, fuck this. Like, because you're already going like 90.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of fun to like keep going. And so I throw it into fourth. What I thought was fourth.
Felt like fourth.
And it was second. So it wasn't
then it didn't feel like fourth.
Yeah. And so here's the other thing. This goes back to their seats fucking suck. So if you've ever missed it's not a full money shift because I didn't fucking like bang it into second and like
fully let off the clutch.
When Coyne said this, I didn't know that the money shift was like that common of a term.
Yeah. No, it's like it's
a what?
I'd say fourth to second is probably the most common.
The definitive money.
Yeah, but you could also like try to go. I mean, it'd really be hard, but there are people who've gone fourth to first when you're trying to go into third. It's just the wrong gear, basically. And then the engine doesn't have a choice. Right. There's no fuel cut that can save you.
Can you do that on like a modern car?
Yeah, manual transmission.
Like anything.
Most modern cars first gear's lockout. Like you can't go into first.
Oh yeah, sure. Maybe not first.
But I just wonder like a Civic Type R. You can.
For sure. For sure, you can do.
You think like with all the like software, like no,
it can't stop you. That's what I mean. There's no. You can fuel cut from if your foot is on the gas. You are creating a mechanical link. It's like
analog.
Yeah, unless they came up with some clever lockouts, but maybe first gear does. So I went into second, but I caught it. It's like as you start to let the clutch out, you huge
wait, that's not fourth.
Yeah, it's like a parachute behind you, and I think I only saw like under $6,000 on the tack. So I don't think I
fully.
No, because I was like time kind of slowed down. I was like, oh my God, I can't fucking believe. It's weird because that it's like third to fourth is the easiest shift. It's like
straight back. Yeah,
it's like straight back. I still can't believe I did it. So, but the shitty part is it launches him forward. The weight, weight,
the inertia,
of his body.
It was like as if you slammed on the brakes.
It's as if I slammed on the brakes really hard and like out of nowhere. It breaks the seat slider on the passenger. Their manual seats, like
first taste of GM.
Yeah. This is first full throttle first, and so it's like a manual seat. So you like there's a lever between your legs, and then you like the whole front and back.
It clicks into place.
And he's just floating, and he's like, whoa, like he's like something
something gave out,
something's up. And so we pull over, and I'm like, like maybe something just snapped out of place or something. And so I drop him off. I get home. I pull the seat out. I'm just like, something's fucking
wrecked,
bro. It's not. I don't know. It's like wrecked. I'm like, god.
Yeah, whatever. Teeth locking mechanism is
some stupid thing, but it's like, how the fuck? It's the seat. You fucked this up so bad, and so it's like okay, I guess this is why. And that's what people criticize. First of all, they don't have enough lateral support or whatever, which is like
second. The thing they just break.
But the second is like they can like rock back and forth, or like it's just like how do you mess that up? Like I would forgive it if they didn't have enough lateral support. I probably wouldn't have done anything. Yeah, I thought they were fine. They're comfortable. They're like soft. But yeah, that broke. So I was like, okay, and of course you can't fucking buy parts from GM. You can't get the new seat slider. And so I ended up buying a set of Corbeaus, which this is also like a stupid story. So the Vettes are very hard to find seats for. They are so narrow. You can't put like any fucking aftermarket seat in this stupid thing, other than other OEM Corvette seats, which are very expensive. And so Corbeau makes this seat specifically for the Vette where they got rid of, it was like a non-fixed back seat
with their like knob
with the lever on the side.
Yeah.
They deleted the lever on the side and just picked the like average place where most people were putting their seat and specifically sell it for Corvette. They're like, this one fits, and it barely fits, but it is a really nice seat. It's like the seat that everyone goes for. So I found a set used. They're like $1,300 or $1,400 with slider from Corbeau
for a pair.
Yeah. Which is like pretty, and they're pretty nice. You know, it's like that's not cheap, but that's for a decent seat. Yeah, that's pretty cheap.
Name brand.
Yeah. And so I found a set used in the Bay Area, like 2 hours from me, $700, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, like excellent condition. Done. And I texted the guy, and he was like, yeah, my wife doesn't like them; they're too stiff. Like we went on a trip, she didn't like them. So I go down there. First of all, here are the things that didn't occur to me. I roll up. He's standing in front of a C6.
Yeah.
Selling these two seats. It didn't click in my head that this may not fit.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah, that's a C6. I have a C5. I was just in my head. It was like they fit all the
Corvettes.
They weren't supposed to fit both.
They're all the thing. That's what I would have thought. It's like the C6 is so similar,
right?
And so I get home and it's like they don't fucking fit.
They're too wide.
It's for a C6. No, just the brackets are a little different.
I see.
The seats are fine.
Just they just wouldn't go right.
The slider and the bracket is a separate piece.
Yeah,
so the seats were fine.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is, as soon as I roll up, he comes out to greet me, and he's got a cigar in his mouth, like fucking Schwarzenegger or something, you know.
I don't smoke stogies.
Yeah, he's smoking his stogie. And
I don't have to ask permission to smoke a stogie.
So we're kind of like bullshitting, like talking about vets.
You know, talking shop.
Did you drive there in your? No,
I went in the Camry.
Yeah.
And so I get it home. It's like, you know, they're pretty good shape. Like I felt like I got a pretty good deal. And then it's like, oh fuck, they don't fit. So I'm like, okay, that's $300 for sliders. So now I'm $900 into these. I'm like, this is like less of a good deal. And so I've got them in the garage. I've like cleaned them up and stuff, and I'm smelling them.
Catching a little.
Yeah, I was like, these fucking things smell like tobacco.
Catching some stogie.
Yeah, smoke.
They smell like smoke. And I was like, no shit, they smell like smoke.
Yeah.
He's gonna, you know, I just didn't connect that. Like, you got to be pretty gross to smoke in your car, even if you enjoy a cigar.
Yeah. When you're driving.
To smoke in your car. And so I was like, they didn't smell bad, but it was like, it was there.
You catch it. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sensitive. And I just bought this. That car has 28,000 miles on it. I don't know if I said that. It's like, this thing is nice.
You went out of your way specifically.
Yeah, it smells nice inside. So I was like, God damn it. So I bought this product that's supposed to like, I'm like looking online, like how to remove cigarette smell. And a lot of people are like,
it doesn't.
You can't just walk away.
Yeah.
You will never get it all. Yeah. And then other ones are like, you could use this product. So I used a product I tried. It got like 90% better. And so I just bought brand new seats from Corvette. Same exact seats.
Now you're just going to sell the other ones?
I'll just sell the other ones.
With rails, yeah.
Yeah. So I ended up not saving it. It was just a huge fucking pain for zero gain.
It's all right. We all make that mistake. Like I bought those Brids.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then whatever the hole in the back for the harness is like was way too low for me because I'm such a tall person with a tall. So like the hole was technically like 3 inches below my shoulder, and like technically that's dangerous. And then they came out with the newer ones that have the, the larger holes that work with whatever what's the safety thing, Hans devices and stuff like that, and they're made for tall people. So I literally had these $1,000 each seats that I had to sell.
You bought them new?
Yeah, I bought them new. Yeah, I bought them new, and then 4 months later, I sold them for $1,200 total.
Yeah, this just made me feel like, I mean, I'm staring at the dude smoking, like blowing smoke in my face.
Yeah,
literally. It's like, wow. I don't know. It's just, whatever. I mean, sure, we all make mistakes, but now the new seats are in.
Top notch.
I have since gone third gear
to fourth
successfully. Fourth.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I took my friend for a ride. I think she actually listened to this, Sarah.
What's up, Sarah?
I took her for a ride. She was scared of the acceleration. It's like what more do you need out of a car? This thing is fast enough to scare your passenger.
Because what are they, like 450?
It's 405 horsepower and a 3,000 pound.
Yeah, so it's lighter than the STI and 100 more horsepower.
It's no Dodge Tomahawk.
Yeah, but it's just enough. It's not crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I first got the STI, I was scared of it.
Yeah,
it's like 100 less horsepower.
Yeah, it's the same power as the M5, and it's 900 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It's just the right amount. It's just on the edge of.
I would go cam heads, supercharger,
and you can, you can. Those things they sound so fucking cool with like cam and heads and all that stuff. But it's just funny to me where people like there is a market for a C7 Z06, which is 650. Like,
it's
just crazy. I've just kind of lost interest in
high horsepower.
Yeah, after I remember it happening when the C6 came out. Is that whole generation of cars where it was like the M3 was V8, the M5 was V10, the C6 came out with a 7-liter. I was just kind of like, this is just like
getting a little crazy.
Yeah, they're just like they're neat.
Pushing it.
It was right when they started chasing numbers.
Yeah.
Everyone was posting their Nürburgring number, and it's like you didn't care before. It's just kind of a different, I don't know, it's just a different era. Anyways, I love it. I'll update you if I like get tired of
honeymoon.
We're gonna have to fucking do a track day finally.
Oh my god, I can't like this. The reason I bought this thing is, I mean, that would not be cool to crash it.
I mean, it'll be all right.
Button Willow, you can't really. I mean, there's one fucking cement wall in the entire track.
I'm just saying, like a new transmission's like $2,500, but like there's
that's nothing, bro. I replaced a fucking motor
that's
for
what I mean.
$7,000.
There's nothing on this that can break.
Yeah, Scott had his rebuilt in his black one.
Oh, did he? Yeah,
I think it was like $1,500 or $2,000 or something.
Yeah, I mean like a new rebuilding it. They're so easy to work on, except the transmission's kind of a pain. But yeah, I love it. Like this compared to the M5. That was like a Fabergé egg that I don't want to beat it. This thing's like, I'll fucking beat the shit out of this thing. Who cares? Yeah, I love it.
Well, Garrett's had some change of cars. Surprise! It's been a couple months, and Garrett has different cars.
We both got rid of our SUVs.
Oh, we did. That's right. I forgot.
That was
Toyota
Lexus. I forgot Garrett even had a Lexus.
No, the Lexus I sold because my dad had this like work truck that he bought that was like their former like company like tow rig, and like all we basically used it for was towing. And he keeps it at my house because I live like right down the street from him.
Yeah, with RV parking.
So like we had like my Lexus and then his tow truck, work truck were on the side. So we're like, why don't we just like kind of combine these and just get one like 4-wheel drive, pickup. So we got
you got the Escalade.
Yeah, so we sold that and then we got the Escalade. We sold both. And then got the Escalade Escalade pickup.
What is that? Just called Escalade pickup?
EXT, just like the fancy Avalanche. But it's got the like 6.2 400 horse.
Yeah,
I mean we don't really use it that much, just for like going to the swap meet or like going to pick up a car or something.
What's that engine called? Is that an LS2?
No, it's not. It's an L
or something.
Yeah, it's an L something. I forget.
Yeah, they don't use exactly the same.
It's like the same motor that's in all the Escalade, like the 07 and up.
Yeah.
Denali Escalade, it's all-wheel drive, whatever, but it was fine. But no, I sold the Mustang like a couple weeks ago, which I had like I kind of been like kicking around. Which I had it since 2019. Which is actually
that's like a long time. That's the longest you've owned one of your like
newer cars.
Yeah.
So it was like almost 2.5 years. But I can't remember. Did we talk about the GR Corolla? Maybe we like. No. I'm sure we like mentioned it.
I think we mentioned
that, like Toyota's like supposed to.
I thought we mentioned that you had put down a deposit for it.
No, I don't know. Well, did we?
Maybe we did.
Anyways, like I put down a deposit for the GR
before
Corolla.
It was announced.
Yeah, well, like when Toyota was like kind of just like teasing it.
Yeah.
From the same dealer that we got the RAV4 Prime from, that like only sells at MSRP.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't know that car was going to be like as hyped as it is apparently,
or as good.
Part of the problem is the
STI going away,
just
which I think
out of nowhere.
Which I feel like they might be connected somehow.
Yeah, I think it's a conspiracy.
No, I mean it doesn't need to be a conspiracy, but I think like if Toyota controls a certain amount of Subaru, although I do think it's just Subaru just they're not going to.
They're pivoting to a different direction.
Yeah, they're not going to get a return on investment
Exactly.
for like developing.
Yeah. I think they're just not a high enough volume.
Yeah, they don't
car
sell that
company.
many STIs. They sell a decent amount of WXs. They barely sell any STIs.
And
but their bread and butter is Forester Outback.
Well, and because like they don't make like really fuel efficient cars like Toyota does.
Right.
Like, it's harder for them to like the cafe thing for them to like bring out another car that gets like 15 miles
Exactly.
to the gallon.
I think it was probably an issue for a while, and they were just sort of kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why the STI's life was so long.
Yeah.
Like, nah, maybe we can. And there was probably a point where it's like,
It's like they
we
could do it, but
cannot
it's not feasible for them to like
Yeah.
build some like new high horsepower motor for one car.
I think it has more to do with the first part of what you're saying, where it's like this is gonna fuck up our averages.
Yeah.
And we're gonna lose way more
Because they don't have any like 40 mile to the gallon cars that are like offset.
You know, like
Do they have a hybrid yet?
they have like the cross-track hybrid, but it kind of sucks.
Oh, that's right.
Like it's kind of like I don't know. It's like a gesture of a hybrid.
a lot of car companies will build a like Halo-ish model and lose money on it. Like I don't think the GR Corolla is going to make them any money.
No.
But they're big enough it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's like, it's kind of like, and look how much marketing.
Yeah.
Whereas Subaru is still this like kind of small. They've been very successful. They're still pretty small.
Yeah,
and,
and
like,
they've kind of like zeroed in on their like outdoorsy.
Yeah.
And so for
Invention.
them, this was going to be, I think, like a pretty significant harm.
Yeah, and I don't think Toyota like told them not to, but it may have had some like
There's
like
a back-
like if
backdoor.
your corporate like overlord is like, oh, like don't worry, we'll pick up some of the slack.
Maybe.
I don't know, maybe, but it's sort of like the like rumor that like when Toyota made the MR2 Spider, like they had the 2ZZ engine,
The good one.
like this that they put in the Celica GTS and stuff, and it was like that motor goes right into the MR2.
yeah,
but
like is that motor.
but they never made it like because they sold that motor to Lotus for the Elise.
Because it would have been an Elise.
So it's like they never
price.
confirmed, but it's almost like a gentleman's agreement. Yeah, that they're not going to like
Build a competitor to the Elise.
undercut. Yeah, their
maybe
the car like one of their customers basically.
Man, this sounds very similar to that Fiero guy that we saw in Monterey. It was like going down the rabbit hole about
that's
how
right.
GM.
Yeah, he was like, they never let the Fiero team like get a proper crack.
Oh,
at it.
that's right. It was like this whole thing about how there was like a prototype.
They didn't want it to be faster than a Corvette
twin
or
turbo
something.
Fiero.
Yeah.
Like they didn't want to.
Yeah, he's like, and then he was like, now they're going mid-engine with the Vette, just like we were planning. Like,
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
yeah. So I supposedly have a deposit for.
And a pretty early number. Do you know, you don't know exact number?
Last
probably?
I heard, I was 5.
That's pretty high.
Which is like, and it's at a pretty big dealer, but
So
Yeah.
you will get one.
I don't know how long. I don't know.
it might take a couple months.
Yeah, I don't want to get like overconfident,
Right.
Because I didn't know that people were going to like.
But you're also banking on the fact that the people ahead of you want to get the better version. What's
there's like a, which is kind of dumb.
the carbon fiber roof version or whatever?
Yeah, well, there's like the circuit edition, which
Yeah,
is
that's
like
right. That's
a
it.
different hood and like a carbon roof.
Yeah.
and like, which is like.
But yeah,
To me, it seems kind of dumb. Like, why are you making why are you going to make some like limited version of a car that's already like
Limited.
you have no way of meeting demand for this car? Like, and then we're going to have this one that's even like harder
I
to
think
find.
that probably made sense
prior, like in the old times.
It's a very old way of doing things
yeah.
where it should just be like, dude, just make one version of this car and make as many.
Well, like
as
we were
you
talking about, it's like
can.
because they have like the limited slip diff is like an option.
yeah.
which is stupid.
And like
front and rear.
Yeah,
This car doesn't. It's a
standard supposedly.
sure everyone knows what it is. A
Yeah.
turbo all-wheel drive.
Yeah,
Corolla.
3-cylinder. Yeah.
Yeah, and front and rear limited slip diffs are an option.
Yeah.
which is dumb.
Standard car does not have them.
Which again, that makes sense in a world where you're like shipping a bunch of these. And
Yeah,
like
where you go to the
and like,
dealer
yeah,
and
like
there's
you,
3 of them.
Yeah, and like you want to have one that's like cheaper.
Which one do you
But
want?
it's like I don't think the only one of these cars that sits on a dealer lot is going to be one that has like a $25,000 markup.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So like nobody buying one in like the first year or two
Yeah.
would not want the fucking
Exactly.
LSDs.
No one will want that version.
Yeah. So
And
hopefully they don't fuck over like they should.
half of them
Yeah, like
don't have
like
limited
20 or there's some like
Yeah.
or there's some fucking like supply chain issue.
Right.
And like none of them have LSDs for like, the
Yeah,
first
we couldn't get the Torsen. I don't know if people realize this, but you can't order a car from Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota has like a very weird.
Yeah,
it's just like
you
they
can't
just kind of like
I want a like TRD Pro with
this
the
color.
whatever.
Yeah,
like you can at almost any other manufacturer.
Yeah,
you just have to.
Honda, I don't think you can.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if you can order a car from Honda. But like Hondas are like very low option. Like I don't think Hondas have like any options actually. It's just like you get the EX.
It's just trim levels.
Yeah, you get the EX, you get the EXL
You
or
can't
whatever.
like request it.
Yeah, well, there's no like with the weather package or whatever. Yeah.
Well, so Toyota is just like they will make funky combinations,
but you just have to you just have to come across it.
Yeah, you have no control over
it's like when
your dealer getting it.
When we got the RAV4, it was just like we have this coming in. Do you want it? Like okay.
Yeah. They're basically
like theoretically you can like say like, well, I want a blue one with this package. It's like you can, if you want to fucking wait
you can either wait and
Yeah.
hope your dealer gets one, or you can maybe tell them to like try to trade with another dealer.
But they can't like get on the blower to Japan.
It's not like
okay, we'll take one blue one.
Where you sit down and someone
Right.
go over the interior colors or whatever. Yeah, and so in your case, you're on this list. And they're just going to be getting these things.
It's just like, do you want this one? No.
Yeah.
Okay, next
like,
person.
It's kind of like think of Toyota like an all-you-can-eat sushi.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the shit comes down the like
conveyor.
And it's like, do you want it?
Yeah, there's 4 people in front of him.
You're in the first seat.
And what seat you're in determines. You have no contact with the chef.
Yeah. So. Yeah, but I mean, the reason that I like that car is because the Yaris, which is like pretty similar to it mechanically, is like supposed to be fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very highly reviewed.
And this is like our
American
version of
the
it,
bigger version.
So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be like end of the year, like at the earliest.
Yeah. Pretty exciting though.
So yeah, so the Mustang. I mean, I didn't need to sell it right away, but like I got a pretty good offer for it, and it was like I wasn't really driving it that much.
It's already gone.
Yeah, I just sold it to a dealer. Like you can get more like selling a car private party, but like this day and age, like it's better just to like sell it for like 8% less to a dealer and just
done with it.
Yeah, because selling like more expensive cars private party is always like
pain in the ass.
And a car that like the average person doesn't just have
cash.
Yeah. So and then so after I sold that, I bought a Crown Vic P71 cop car, like just special. Like as like a beater.
Yeah.
For the, I don't know.
What'd you pay for that?
I paid $45, and I sold like the extra set of wheels to Scott for $200. So I've got like $4,300.
And we're both rolling in $5,000.
Yeah. And I bought it for the same reason. I can park it outside and not give a shit about it.
Yeah. There is so much, like, I like having a nice car. Don't get me wrong. But having a car that's crappy enough where it's just like the shopping cart's resting against it. Like you just don't really or you can
care. Like you can like be talking to someone, like sit on it.
Yeah, you're like leaning on it, but it's not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're like, I don't care. It's a car. You know, it's just a car. I like having a daily driver like that. I like the Lexus, but it was always like,
it's like tune up.
Yeah, like don't eat in it. So, you know. So I don't know, I'm kind of happy to be back with something where it's like, can I eat in here? It's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. But the Crown Vic is like, I can like after like driving it a while, like I can see why like people are like, it's one of like the best cars Ford ever made. It's it's just this fucking like tank, like
it's just industrial.
Yeah. It's just like industrial grade. Like,
and they just don't. I kind of feel that way about the Camry. Like I went on that road trip, 3,000 miles in a week, and my roommate was like, how was it? Like, was it comfortable? It's like, they just don't fuck up cars like this.
Yeah.
Something they're going to sell like literally millions of.
Right.
They put so much effort into every seating position where the buttons are. It's like you get in it and you're like, yep. Like, I could drive. This could be the last car I ever drive. Right. They're just like so good. So I don't know. We're like same with like CRV, RAV4.
Yeah,
it's like they're not gonna mess it up.
Yeah, there's too much riding on it.
There's just too much. Yeah, there's just like all their effort's gonna go into that. But
yeah, the P71 has some like weird. Like I locked myself in like the back seat. Like the other day, I was like, I'm gonna see how roomy this back seat is. And I like said, it's like you can't open the door. Like it has to be open from the outside. Yeah. So I had to like climb through. Like luckily it's pretty big, but I had to like climb into the front seat.
Luckily it didn't have the like cage.
Yeah. But it still has like the like whatever, like the mount.
It's like it's a mounting rail in between the two front seats.
Where you like put your computer, your shotgun.
It's like a metal railing with like a groove, and it's probably some industry standard
universal mount.
Yeah, where it's like you can just
and it's like the trunk can't be opened from the outside.
Damn.
because like there might be some like weapons.
Yeah.
I wonder if you have the stab plates in the front seat.
I don't know what are those.
Like literally, so someone can't like
in the back. I'm not. Well, we can find it. We can
find out. You sit in there.
Yeah.
I'll get a knife.
I'll get a knife. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's fun car. It's
have you driven on the highway in it yet?
Yeah, I just did earlier today.
Do people get out of your way?
No, I think that's.
I guess it's a little too old.
Yeah, I think that's like they haven't really used those for like.
Quite, that's a good point. Anytime someone's in a black Explorer.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a generational thing.
Yeah,
like our age, you probably still reckon, but like anyone younger than us.
I guess you're right. It's been a while. If I saw one of those now, I'd be like, "The fuck out of here, mall security." It's like gonna be.
Yeah, but yeah, if it's like a Charger.
It's been almost 20 years. Probably.
Yeah.
I remember they were transitioning in high school.
I think like I think I saw something like CHP like retired their last two like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh wow!
The last of like
the last of the best.
fleet. Yeah.
I wonder if CHP do they still stock like some super fast car? Like you remember how they used to have?
They used to have like Camaros and Mustangs.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that. Maybe they have one as like a promotional
like a thing they take it to events. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went to the movies out in Clovis at the Sierra Vista Mall, and for some reason there was like the Clovis Police Department there, or like I don't know if they were recruiting or whatever, but they just had their like fucking military grade tank vehicle thing like parked in the parking lot.
Like riot.
The thing that's like 8 feet tall overall with like fucking giant ass.
I remember like CHP used to like run a commercial that would show their like Z28s like, doing like donuts. It was like join the CHP.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff we do all the time. These are the kind of things we're doing on the regular.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. Yeah, pretty sweet. Okay, and finally, this is not really an and finally. I just wanted to like make fun of this.
Just wanted to clear the.
Yeah, this is more just this is more like a more of the same. The biggest like growth industry in the last 2 years since COVID has been making money doing like nothing,
being a middleman.
Yeah, just being like a middleman, like investing or flipping shit, or just like not really adding anything to the world, just like making money,
just being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, just basically like taking someone else's more money for the less that you spent. Like pretty much everyone's into that, and I've seen it kind of like. The car market went a little crazy. And
the funniest thing is like crazy. You fucking read like I was reading some like magazine or website the other day and it was like I forget what I was talking about. It was like this car blah 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 like pre-pandemic this car was like and like if you fucking went to like someone that you know from the future from the past or like an alien you're talking about something like they'd be like oh like you mean when the pandemic came and then like everyone like died or lost their job and like nothing was worth anything. Yeah, and it's like no, it's the opposite.
Yeah, everything's worth.
Yeah, it's the opposite of the Great Depression.
Yeah. So this happens in a lot of different places, but I've just started like looking at Bring a Trailer again. I don't know why, but it doesn't frustrate me like it used to. But
we've talked about it once or twice.
One specific thing that does frustrate me is people do this thing. I do a lot of like stock investing and stuff, and people will buy something and then they'll just try to like
promote it.
Yeah, they'll promote it
after they bought it.
Yeah, like immediately they are a like
salesman
spokesperson for this thing, which is like very annoying. And people are starting to do this with cars a lot. And the thing that really frustrates me is everything is like the last something. You know, it'll be like, this is the last. And it keeps getting more and more.
This is the last Corvette with pop-up headlights.
Yeah, exactly. It'll like Corvettes are one, because when I was looking for them, I saw a lot of this. It was like, okay, the C7, like, this is the last, like, front end one. And then the C6, like, this is the last, like, big NA whatever, which they've had to stop saying because now the new Z06 is it's like, this is the last manual transmission.
This is the last one without overhead cams.
Yeah, exactly. Then like the C5 is like, well, this is the last like driver's car. It's like, this thing stop.
This is the last one that had 17-inch wheels.
Yeah, everything. Every car. They'll be like, this is the last.
This is the last one without Bluetooth audio.
Yeah, this is the end of the line if you want leather.
The glory days.
Yeah, it's just like, this is the last. And it's usually not true. This is the last raw feeling Camry. So according to what? And it's like you're seeing it more and more, and it just feels like people like they bought one, and now they're pumping their bags super hard. This is the last.
It's got to just be like the influencer, like.
It's just that mindset.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yes,
I bought a thing.
Yeah, the influencer mindset.
And I want the value.
I think
to
the
go
influencer
up.
is almost like too shallow. It's like the I don't know what the word is, but it's just like the
it's like the
hype.
It's like the old thing of like some dude owns a shitty ass Z28 and he sees a Z28 sell for $90,000 on Barrett Jackson, and he's like, mine's worth that much too.
Yeah, I've seen.
Actually, that's funny because I was watching a 2015 Z28 auction. It's like those cars are cool.
On Bring a Trailer.
Yeah, those cars are cool, but they've always like, I don't know.
Although I think
they're very heavy.
Yeah,
like they're cool, but they're not that cool. Anyways, it was like I think they're worth like mid-50s. And someone's like, "This is $100,000 car. Like this is the last
this is
420." Anybody who owns an L7, you will not get a sentence into them talking about their car without them saying 427. This is a 427. 427. First of all, it's 428 actually. 427. It has nothing.
Does it just sound better as a 427?
They had a 427 in like the 60s.
Yeah, in the 60s.
That was like an actual big block.
Which this thing shares absolutely nothing with. 427. What is something about 427? This is the last 427. I'm just telling you, look at any like conversation. You say, "Oh, you gotta get the 4." Isn't that 427? They will not. You will not get a.
This sounds like a character you're developing right
427. Now. 427. Well, you know the Chevy. This is the last 427.
It sounds like your Vin Diesel voice.
Yeah, that motor kind of sucks. I'm sorry, but like
family.
Chevy just shit the bed with that motor. Like I was kind of looking into it because I was like, do I want to C6 Z06? Like they're not that much more. They're like $10,000 more. And it's like you go on the forum and it's like. Not only do they have the head issue,
it's kind of like the GT350. You know.
Yeah, well, that's still new, so we'll see how many.
Yeah. It can't get any better.
Yeah. It's like not only do the push rods like hog themselves out or something, so it's like the whole valve train can explode. I guess the coating on the titanium rods can wear, and they like gall against each other, and so the top end can fucking eat itself, and the bottom end. Yeah, so you have to like watch. It's just like that motor is like a poorly built LS. Like it's cool,
the aftermarket can do it.
Yeah, it's like and it's expensive as shit, and it's discontinued now. You can't buy those rods. First of all, you can't buy them.
Gotta go aftermarket.
They just kind of fucked up on that. Like it's kind of disappointing because the C5, those things are like they weren't that much different.
I think you're just talking up the C5.
I know.
Look, it's the last.
This is the last one that GM gave it down.
Yeah, it's the last with the T56 transmission. Yeah. I don't know. Well, number one for me with buying a car that I may potentially keep for a long time is this thing better be fucking reliable. Like I do not want to be thinking about it when I'm getting on it. Like
where she goes.
Yeah, like that's only going to get scarier as it gets older.
Yeah,
that it potentially has problems. Like I don't want to think about this thing. I don't want. It's not an investment, but I don't want it to do something.
Yeah,
where
fuck you over.
Yeah, suddenly it's like costing me a shitload of money. So that was kind of why I went to old reliable, old LS7.
The last reliable Corvette.
It's the last. This is the last reliable Z06.
It'd be funny just to fucking lie in that. Just like it's the last of the Corvettes. You just like fucking make it.
Yeah, just make up some character that worked on it. This was the chief engineer's last project. Like put some Honda.
He's the last one that was hand built by George Russell.
Ayrton Senna actually helped design.
He personally
the C5.
said that anything that comes after this is not a real Corvette.
Yeah, he hated.
It was widely known around the office.
GM put a gag order. Ever since. I'm just gonna say Senna had something to do with the C5. He said the C5 was what he hoped the NSX could be. He always wished.
His dying words.
Yeah, his dying words where he wished the NSX could have been as good as the C5.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Because they went with a.
We could make a shirt with that on it with that quote.
He wished his Formula One car had a LS1.
The C5 Corvette is the car the NSX wished it was.
Yeah.
Ayrton Senna.
Ayrton Senna. He died of shame. Most people don't actually know the cause of death. Shame. V6, what were they thinking? It's a Cord engine. Okay.
Have you made an account on the Corvette forums?
Yeah. I'm active.
What's your username?
He's big yellow.
Are you going to say?
Sure. M.O. Coyne.
Oh, come on.
I'm like a big dog.
Oh yeah. Can I say, like, I was like looking up some Vette pictures a couple weeks ago, and like most of them come from like bad boy Vette stuff.
Dude, it's like, it is true. The owners, the stereotypes you've heard are true. Like,
as with most.
I mean, can I just say, like, you thought, I don't know how people made so much fun of racers when Corvette owners exist. Like, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Some of the shit they do, because you can't, I mean, you could argue, like, you can sort of make a Civic cool with the right mods. I have not seen a modified Corvette
We're like, that's cool.
that looks better than stock.
There's some like really
Other
cool ones,
than,
but they're
like,
like pretty limited.
It's pretty hard to do.
You have to like purposely like go out of the norms.
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
got to be very purposeful about it.
Yeah.
Most of them are so bad. It's like replacing leather. It's like such weird mods. It'll be like airbrushing valve covers and stuff.
But the weird thing is, like, the C5, like, yours doesn't have the, like, does yours have the Corvette thing like on the center console?
That's not.
That's what I mean. Like, there's
normal.
that's what I mean. Like, there's so many of them that have, like, there's so many weird mods that, like, you're not sure if they're stock or not.
They're so weird.
They like embroider the like checkered flags on the like center console
They
lid.
can't help themselves. Like, when I was looking, I was like, ooh, this one looks stock. And it's like fucking like they cannot help, like, Z06 badge. It's like on the like cigarette ad. Just like, God, I just gotta fucking modify this thing. Like, like, it's these like tiny little mods, but they can't. I just need a fucking checkered flag on the seat.
Don't they like apply vinyl to like the leather seats? Like they take vinyl, like, you know, colored vinyl, and then apply it to the leather seats.
Dude,
like color match the car.
Yeah, no, I think they go to a upholstery guy.
Get it reupholstered?
It's like sewn in. Yeah. There'll be like new. I know,
yellow.
It's like this is so much work, and it always looks bad. So that's why I was like, I gotta find one that's stock. And they're out there, but they're. I think it's going to be like the Fox body, where it's like, they made so many of them, like they'll never run out of these.
Then,
I think the only thing that the Fox body was like so cheap at one point that like anyone could buy one.
Right.
Vets are at least a little,
including you.
I mean, I hope they stay cheap forever. It's like nothing pisses me off more these days than a car that was cheap, doubling in price, and then a bunch of wankers. This is the last. There's NSXs legit over $100,000 now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this was like the soul.
This was the one.
This is the last. Oh, man. Congrats to the owner.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we're back.
For now.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
See ya.